Atomic Kitten. Right, girls, very quickly, just tell everybody at home your names individually, starting from my right.
Hi, I'm Natasha.
Hello everybody, my name's Bob. No, I'm Kerry, and I'm Fred, also known as Lil.
Before the headlines, the stadium sing-alongs, and the relentless glare of the tabloids, there was just an idea, an ambitious vision from a man who had already carved a name for himself in British music. In the late 1990s, Andy McCluskey, the frontman of the legendary synth-pop band Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, was searching for his next project. The music landscape was shifting, boy bands and girl groups were dominating the charts, and the Spice Girls had redefined what a girl group could achieve. McCluskey saw an opportunity, but instead of returning to the stage himself, he wanted to create something new, a girl group that could combine catchy pop melodies with an image that was charming, approachable, and unmistakably British. Teaming up with songwriter and musician Stuart Kershaw, McCluskey began scouring Liverpool for the perfect lineup. After a series of auditions, they assembled the original Atomic Kitten, Kerry Katona, Liz McClarnon, and Heidi Range. Each brought a distinct energy. Kerry with her effervescent, unpredictable personality, Liz with her steady, strong vocals, and Heidi, who added a contrasting edge. The group's name, Atomic Kitten, was deliberately playful, mixing a sense of danger with a girlish charm. It was clever, memorable, and perfectly suited to the late 90s pop market. But before Atomic Kitten could make their mark, Heidi left, citing musical differences. She would later join Sugababes, another British girl group that would achieve its own fame. Natasha Hamilton, then just 17, stepped into the vacancy. With Natasha's addition, the lineup that would define Atomic Kitten's most iconic era was finally in place. Their debut single, Right Now, was released in 1999. It was energetic, fun, and radio-friendly, but it didn't immediately make the group a household name. Follow-up singles like See Ya and I Want Your Love built momentum, and their debut album, Right Now, was moderately successful. They were touring extensively, appearing on television shows and opening for larger acts. The pieces were in place, but a true breakout hit still eluded them. Then came a pivotal moment that could have ended everything before it truly began. Kerry Katona became pregnant. At the time, Kerry was arguably the most recognizable member of the group. Her energy and personality had made her a favorite among fans. But with a child on the way, her future with the band became uncertain. In early 2001, she made the difficult decision to step away from Atomic Kitten.
For me, the climb to fame was amazing, but when I got there, I didn't like it at all. One of the reasons why I left, I was like, this is not what I signed.
Enter Jenny Frost, a model and former member of the girl group Precious. Jenny was brought in to replace Kerry just as the band was preparing to release what would become their defining single, Whole Again. In a rapid turn of events, the group re-recorded the track with Jenny's vocals and reshot the music video. For fans, Jenny instantly became part of Atomic Kitten's identity, stepping into a song that would soon dominate the world. Whole Again was released in January 2001, and it changed everything. The single didn't just reach #1 on the UK charts, it stayed there for 4 consecutive weeks, and soon topped charts in 18 countries. It became one of the best-selling singles of the year. Its success was unexpected, even to the group's creators. Suddenly, Atomic Kitten was no longer a hopeful new band. They were superstars. Following Whole Again, the band released Eternal Flame, It's Okay, and The Tide is High, cementing their place at the top of the UK pop scene. They were performing at award shows, headlining tours, and appearing on every magazine cover imaginable. But behind the polished exterior, pressures were mounting. The schedule was relentless with non-stop touring, television appearances, interviews, and promotional events. Natasha Hamilton, now a young mother, struggled to balance her personal life with the demands of superstardom. The constant travel, sleepless nights, and absence from her child weighed heavily on her. At the same time, creative tensions simmered. The group's management and producers, led by McCluskey, were focused on replicating the success of Whole Again, leaving little room for the members to contribute to songwriting or direction. They were living the dream, but it wasn't entirely theirs to control. By 2004, the pressure reached a tipping point. The members' personal lives and creative frustrations converged, leading to the announcement of a break. Officially, this hiatus was framed as a temporary pause to allow Natasha to focus on family, but in reality, it marked the beginning of a slow, complicated decline. The band released a greatest hits album to close this chapter, and for fans, it felt like the end of an era. While the group receded from the spotlight, the tabloids were relentless. Kerry Katona became one of the UK's most talked about celebrities, appearing on reality television shows like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which she won in 2004, and starring in Fly on the Wall documentaries. She became known for her candidness, her humor, and, increasingly, her personal struggles. The media documented every move, often exaggerating or fabricating details for sensational headlines. Atomic Kitten's name remained a constant touchpoint in these stories, particularly regarding Kerry's departure and her relationship with the remaining members. Kerry herself was not shy about discussing the past. In various interviews, she alternated between portraying her exit as a personal choice and suggesting she had been pushed out. Natasha and Liz, on the other hand, consistently maintained that Kerry had left voluntarily. Conflicting narratives became a defining feature of Atomic Kitten's story, blurring the lines between personal experience and media myth. As the years passed, nostalgia for early 2000s pop music grew, and reunion opportunities emerged. In 2012, Atomic Kitten reformed for ITV2's The Big Reunion, a show celebrating iconic acts from the era. This lineup included Kerry, Liz, and Natasha, though Jenny Frost could not join due to her pregnancy.
Yeah. There's something kind of lovely about the fact that you haven't been together and you're singing Whole Again, and then the words of the song, it's genuine.
Baby, you're the one
I know.
to turn me on.
I know, but I feel like... Oh.
Yeah.
Fans were thrilled to see the group perform again, reliving the music that had defined their youth. But the reunion also revealed lingering tensions. Reports emerged of clashes backstage, particularly between Kerry and Natasha, whose relationship had been strained for over a decade. Tabloid headlines hinted at arguments during international tours, with some claiming physical confrontations, though the details were never fully verified. Kerry would later call Natasha toxic in interviews, while Natasha opted for silence, refusing to fuel further drama. Jenny Frost returned for subsequent performances, re-establishing the classic lineup fans remembered, but the undercurrents of conflict remained. Beyond interpersonal disputes, the group faced the challenges of evolving public perception. Once celebrated as wholesome, relatable stars, they were now subject to the harsh realities of celebrity culture. Ageism, media scrutiny, and relentless comparisons to their younger selves. Despite these pressures, Atomic Kitten's music endured. Songs like Whole Again and Eternal Flame remained beloved anthems sung in stadiums, karaoke bars, and living rooms across generations. Their pop legacy had become timeless. In 2024, Natasha Hamilton announced her permanent departure from the group, marking a definitive end to the classic lineup. Liz and Jenny continued with occasional performances, but the trio that had propelled Atomic Kitten to superstardom was gone. Their rise had been meteoric, their peak dazzling, and their fall, though controversial, underscored the challenges of sustaining fame in a world driven by both public adoration and tabloid sensationalism. Yet even with the drama, conflicts, and media scrutiny, Atomic Kitten's impact remains undeniable. Their music connected with millions, providing the soundtrack to an era defined by optimism, friendship, and the innocence of early 2000s pop. Atomic Kitten made music that mattered. They created songs that inspired joy, captured emotions, and connected fans across generations. Their rise was spectacular, their fall was messy, and their legacy, timeless. What is your favorite Atomic Kitten song? Let me know in the comments below. And if you watch all the way to the end, don't forget to like and subscribe.